this week's topic came from Laura, who wanted to know how to shift from annoyed to empowered. Today, I am focusing on making that shift from annoyed to empowered. And throughout, well, actually, by tomorrow, I will have made it to empowered. So, and then Thursday will be the meditation, and Friday will be the Friday ditty or the fridity. So, I know how much you guys look forward to that. I look forward to that. So, I hope you look forward to it as well. But if you have a question or a topic like Laura did, please comment below or DM me on Instagram. I'm so I can answer it. I'm Angela, and this is me making sense of myself. And the question I'm starting off with today is, what is one thing that felt easier when moving from annoyed to empowered? One thing that felt easier, I think, was actually recognizing where the annoyance was. So the moment that I started to feel it. Now, for me, it wasn't in that moment. It was a little bit later when I was like, oh, that was annoyed. That's what it felt like. Because, and for me, I love that Viktor Frankl quote that says between stimulus and response, or something to that effect. Between stimulus and response, there is a space, and in that space, you can make a choice. And if I don't know that I'm feeling annoyed, then how can I do anything about it? So it actually took me a little bit of time to go, oh, that feeling, that's what that was. That was me being a little annoyed because I wanted to start being short with people and frustrated with people. So moving to empowered, so it felt easier to recognize it compared to before, because before I don't know that I even recognized when I was getting annoyed. I think I would just get annoyed and, well, be a jerk, quite frankly. And what made that easy today was that I started to question it. Well, what does this feeling mean to me, and how do I identify it? And that takes some time and energy, and it took me willing to look and to question and to be curious. Am I having this feeling? Where am I feeling it in my body? What is that like? And then shifting to empowered. But I really like that I got to notice the feeling. And do some people struggle with that? Yeah, I would say so. I sometimes struggle with figuring out what a feeling means. So I think like the next question is, what about me makes it easier? And I think that it's my incessant curiosity and my willingness to go, well, it would have been really easy to say, oh, I don't experience that. But I thought, well, if it's a feeling, chances are I do experience it because I'm human. And where is it that I'm feeling it? And when do I feel it? And how do I recognize it? And I think that because of that curiosity, that willingness to stay curious allows me to say, oh, that might just be inside of me, instead of just being like, nope, I don't do that. And usually when I'm like, nope, I don't do that, that's later when I find out I'm totally being a jerk. So what is one thing that helped you find empowerment when you were annoyed? So I named that curiosity, but I'm wondering if there's one thing that helped me specifically. I'm going to have to say that it's that willingness, the willingness to acknowledge that I had the feeling of annoyed so that I could shift into empowerment, which to me is knowing that I have a choice. I'm empowered to do something different, right? Well, for me, you don't have to agree with my right there. But for me, it was, oh, I can do something different in this moment. I don't have to stay in this sense of annoyed, and I can make a new choice. And why does that matter? That matters to me because many years ago, I started asking myself a question, how am I coming from love? And it matters to me that I can shift from annoyed to being empowered, because then I can come from love. when I'm in that annoyed place, I'm not coming from love. I'm being a total stinker, right? Well, again, you don't have to agree with my right, but yeah, I get to be a total a total stinker when I'm annoyed because then maybe on some levels I think I'm right. And because I've decided how the day is going to go, and that's just not true. So, what does it say about you that you shifted from annoyed to empowered? I think that it says that I'm willing to come from love, that I've, oh wow, that I've embodied that question for myself, to recognize that when I'm not coming from love, and recognize that the people around me need me. And I think that's really important. And how would I describe? So if I saw someone else, like, oh man, if I saw somebody else seamlessly shift from annoyed to empowered, how would I describe them? Oof. What's the word I'm looking for? Like not a guru, but like super, like a spiritual, a sage, no, not a sage, maybe a guru, like a monk, like uh that super calm person that, like, they just go with what's happening. Like they recognize that life is unpredictable and unexpected, and they just move with it. And gosh, I know there's a word right there. There's a descriptive word. If any of you guys think of what that word might be, could you put it in the comments, because it is totally slipping my mind at this moment, and I feel like there's a perfect word that is right on the tip of my tongue, which could be annoyed, but I felt empowered to ask you guys for help. um, which I just thought I'd point that out because it was right there, and maybe it was a little bit on the nose, but that's okay. Um, so the next question is, how did your ability to shift from annoyed to empowered help others? How did it help others? I think it helped give, well, one of the people gained some courage, and they were able to do something with my support of just sitting with them and being with them. And the other one, it helped them because they were able to show off something that I think they wouldn't have shown off before, and to really embrace the moment with me, like that they took advantage of that moment to connect and really tell me about who they were. And I don't know why I wasn't looking at you guys while I was saying that, but I think maybe that was a pretty deep one for me. Because I try to really look at the camera so that you guys know it's you I'm talking to. That's important. That's really important to me, because the whole idea of this is to share with you things that might be helpful, that are helpful to me, and if they work for you, that's fantastic. Use them, please. That's just, it's a gift, and I give it from my heart. So what might have helped me shift from annoyed to empowered, as far as like helping others? I think that, again, it comes back to that love. Who am I loving? How am I loving? And how is that showing up in my actions? That is so important to me. And does everyone have that ability to shift? And I think everyone has the ability to come from love, and a lot of times I think people are trying to come from love, and they have the best of intentions, and sometimes it just doesn't, it gets a little annoying. But I think the ability I want to talk about really to move from annoyed to empowered is that, how am I coming from love? And does everyone have that ability? Yes. Does everyone have the ability to shift in that moment? I think so. Maybe maybe not as easily. I think for me it wasn't as easy to shift before, and I think that that's normal. It's like practicing learning how to balance, right? Like it takes practice. It's a skill, or any skill that you're learning. When you were a baby and you learned to walk, that took practice. So is the ability there? Absolutely. Does everyone have access to it right this moment? Probably not, and that's okay. It just gives me more of a chance to practice with me working through my annoyance so that I can find my empowerment, right? So sometimes what I'll do is I will turn it into, okay, well, that's okay. They don't have to have it. I want it. And so I'm going to do something about it. Um, and so how does the way I shift help others? I think that, well, when I say, I don't think I tell them I was annoyed. I might tell, well, I think I told one of the people today that I was annoyed, or that I was shifting, and they actually respected that. And I think it helped them to know that they could shift too, and that what was happening inside of me. So not only could they shift, but they recognized, and I recognized, that was what was happening inside of me had nothing to do with them and everything to do with me. So it helped them in a way that they could see, oh, if I get to this point like she did, I can shift too. So now it's giving that gift of living by example, and not living by, do as I say, not as I do. Now it's like, hey, this is how I live, and I would love it if you live this way with me. So what's one thing I know I can do because I know how to shift from annoyance to empowerment? I can come from love, and I can recognize the annoyance, and I can recognize where I want to go. And because I know I can do that, I can make plans for days and know that it's just a plan, and it might go out the window because I don't really know what's going to happen in the next moment, and that's okay. What's more important to me? I think it's that deeper connection of love. And so, what do I know I can do now? I know I can shift. Wow, I'm feeling pretty confident in this after working through these questions. I know I can shift. And what am I more empowered to do now? I think I'm more empowered to, what's really interesting? I'm more empowered to go tell those people that even though I left that annoyed moment and I was able to get present and I was able to participate in connecting with them, I'm feeling more empowered now to go let them know how much I really care about them. So, yeah, that's really beautiful. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. Thank you for coming on this journey with me. I'm Angela, and this is me making sense of myself.